Let's take a look on at our map. We have our map bans ready for you. 7 maps, 6 of them taken away with 1 left in the end. Oregon again!
Of course!
Color me surprised. All of this is happening as Dezichu is not around. I mean...
Do you remember when we had a 7 map pool? Because
yeah, honestly, I completely agree with you. Why don't we just have Oregon and bring back Border Oregon all the time? It's almost like somebody created a name for that. Amalgamation of set 2. But it was Tempra's ban on Coastline that took them to Oregon very quickly. Is this really worth it?
I'm really interested to see this because I mentioned it in the last cast with Empire and BDS. When Rogue played BDS on Oregon before, they got away with some stuff they should not have. And they also have... when they played against Virtus Pro in the last Playday as well, there were some things they attempted, like just rushing aces down the freezer stairs without a drone and without having used any of his Ash breaching charges, and he just got killed straight away. Where it's like, I see what you're doing. You're trying to be cocky and you're trying to be aggressive, and it doesn't always work, but when it does, it's great. And I want to see if they can find the balance.
Our socials, just to take a look at those. What do people think about this game? You can go and vote on these at R6 Esports EU on Twitter. 77% to Rogue, 5% of draw, and 18% for Tempra. Huge here for Rogue. Understandable. There's a big reason why they are there. By the way, if you hashtag this with our hashtag R6EUL, then you might have a chance to be shown on the stream. So only nice things. Remember that. Alex, scores. How do you see this?
Well, if I'm Rogue right now and I just saw the previous game or at least heard the score, I want to solidify my position right now and make sure that I stay number 1. So I'm going and giving everything, right? And they know they can do it on this. So I'd say 7-5, maybe 7-4 to Rogue. But it really depends on how crazy Tempra is willing to go.
Your number, Gio?
I don't think they can underestimate Tempra, but I still think Rogue have it. I'm going to go with 7-4.
All right. It's time then to send it to our casters. Let's bring it in. Game number 2, Rogue versus Tempra. And guess who it is? It's Jess and Hap. All yours.
Well, just like Rogue, when we leave the house, we wear our masks.
Oh my god, there's nothing like going Rogue, guys. Let's get into the game. We all love a good cosplay here, and everyone wants to go Rogue one day or another. Let's jump in the map, happen. I'm not sure if you can hear me properly, but that doesn't matter. Another Oregon. Some people would call it Borigan. I don't know how I feel about that one.
How dare you say that?
I mean, I'm just saying some people would call it that. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's not Borigan. Dezichu would be really disappointed in you.
Well, he's my big brother, so I hope he is.
It's kind of your job, right? As a big sister.
Well, there's a lot of have funs in chat, which when you're playing Oregon 20 times a week, you want to hope that the 20th time, at least it comes out a little bit more fun. But the analysts had a little bit of a thought process that Rogue should walk away pretty undefeated here, so not a surprise. But Rogue's going to get rid of the Monty, and well, we've seen Tempra rock some shields. I wouldn't say it's one of their most predominant attacking operators, so I don't think it's going to be a ban that sets Tempra back too far, but Tempra's going to get rid of Thatcher, so Maverick will still be in play, and so will Carly.
Indeed so. And we'll check in for the rest of the bans right here. First operator ban could be a Kaid to follow up with the Thatcher, but no, a Mira ban to come in. And we all know how effective Mira can be, of course, if you're on a map like Oregon. So, in my opinion, good choice to remove Mira. Removes a lot of potential out of the hands of Rogue, who ban Echo, who is back in play, ladies and gentlemen, ever since the first Monday of this week. And there we go. That's our bans complete. What do you think? Rogue or Tempra?
I'm liking that we get to see a lack of Mira in this matchup. Last matchup, we saw Mira play really well into the hands of Empire. This matchup, we won't see a Mira, so it's good that at least we'll have a little bit of diversity in the way that this map is played, because I think there's a lot of people that want to know what the meta is now on this map. It's been out for long enough in a competitive setting that we can turn around and say, what is the meta? What's going on? There's no Wamai ban. There's no Mira. Let's see how this goes. I expect this to go a pretty default way, especially with the Wamai in play. But they're going to start downstairs, and there's multiple ways you can hold below. So I want to see if they do a blue bunker hold or if they do a full freezer hold instead.
It's very common nowadays, and if you look at Rips, how he's opening up, it will definitely be a blue hold. We're going to see that shield be popped up, not in the place where we normally see with an ADS to back it up. So most likely going to be seeing that my play there. Corey, that is. Toss up some discs up in the ceiling. Maybe catch some of the projectiles, making sure that shield does not explode.
They don't have the shield pulled back from elbow corner, and they don't have an ADS next to it. And look at that. Rogue, the man himself, game day versus Tempra, last couple of play days now of the split, and we're looking to keep ourselves first place. We're playing at 7 p.m. CEST, and that's right now, right here. So Aces is going to have to stand up and prove himself to be, you know, the monster that we know him to be. And I was pointing out that shield and elbow because I think it's one where you should really protect it with ADSs. I don't think you should rely on Wamai's because Wamai discs only take one projectile to remove, so... Maybe it would have been a good idea indeed to put up an ADS there, but Rogue will decide to play it a little bit different instead. And so far, no push coming down yet from blue into elbow yet. So for that, like, you know, in that case, kind of it's okay. No ADS is wasted. Corey will be repositioning some of his magnets as well into the freezer. As well, ooh. If they would have come from blue, they would have definitely been there already. There's a little circle being made in the hatch down towards freezer. I'm wondering if that's just to deal with someone who might be playing in corner spot, or maybe it's for something entirely different. That early aggression for Leon Gids paid dividends a little bit onto Void, but Dirts is there to clean it all up, and now they'll get drones out. And they've made good progress over towards freezer at the moment. But unfortunately, they don't have much other site control, rather. I think P4 is attempting to move towards the back, and look at all that, all those magnets being moved around by Corey. That was a really good replacement when they realized the push wasn't coming from blue bunker.
Indeed, good replacement coming there, or utilizing the utility, of course, picking it back up, recycling it a little bit. As Rips right now, his shield has been picked up as well, and will be reinforcing off the elbow wall right there, and now he still has a shield in hand. No, he actually repositioned that as well already into, I believe that was looking towards the laundry area. So, very good adaptation and flexibility here from Rogue, I have to say. Being able to, well, basically adapt on the go, realizing where the push are going to be coming from, and basically changing your strategy and setup accordingly is a huge plus in my opinion.
Well, P4 will cook a grenade, and wow, Kajeka, it's almost like he told the future he'll get out of the way just in time. Aces will get Chaoxes, and well, time is dwindling down now for the attackers of Tempra. They know that they have a pretty solid crossfire, but they don't have really any site control. Too many cross angles being held by Rogue now, and as the last little bits of utility rain down, Dirtsa will go down, and this is looking not so good here for Tempra. Rogue, they've got a good opportunity to stave off this attack now.
That grenade right there that P4 tossed in is not going to be able to get the kill into Garjeka. Just a little bit of damage done, but they have to move in now. There's not much time left, only 10 to go, and Rips will follow that up with an SMG headshot. Bashinka is here to try and make something happen, but it's all up left to Void. Low on HP, a shotgun blast will end in there. The M59 of the SAS reigns supreme and victorious. Rogue with round number 1.
I was pretty happy with Tempra's early map control. I mean, they got over to freezer very quickly. They were being harassed by Kaid on stairs, but that didn't stall them out. They still made sure they focused on the hatch, and that was really important for them to not get stalled out by the aggression there of Rogue. They didn't want to be pulled back from doing their step-by-step that checklist that I'm so known for calling up on attack. So that was good, but in the end, they didn't really have the positioning that they needed to really push this forward.
No, indeed. But again, I have to really commend the flexibility that Rogue has shown in this first round. Just quickly repositioning some of the utility, the magnets and the shield. Basically realizing where the push is not going to be coming from and instantly changing that one up. Now, I'm wondering, we're going top floor. I saw some video coming by that there's a really simple trick how you can make, get easy control of attic, which is open up the hatch with a barbed wire next to it. Not sure if you've seen it.
No.
Because it basically forces them to go through that little corridor right there.
Who made that? We got to shout them out. Never swim alone.
Yeah, never swim alone indeed. So follow them on Twitter.
Shout out to that man or woman. I actually don't know. I believe it's a man, obviously, but I believe what they do is they make a lot of different videos about different strategies, how to counter things, and that was one that was brought out. And I saw the other day someone open the hatch and place a shield next to it, and either you have to vault over it or deal with the shield. So yeah, you're right. That's a really good adaptation to a lot of these teams that we're not really seeing coming out recently.
No, and he also portrayed it. If you put that barbed wire next to it, you hear the sound, you know exactly where he is. So there's nowhere he can really go, or it drops down the hatch and you waste 20 seconds. So good thing to keep in mind. Maybe we'll see it later on from Rogue or Tempra to come into play. Of course, strategies have been made way before today's play day, so these adaptations most likely not instantly coming through. His void, he's just waiting for the perfect moment for the stars to align before he finally starts to open up the wall. With that, I mean his teammates to be in position to make sure that as soon as this opens up, we're not going to see a hatch shot go down onto Chaoxis as he moves up the stairs.
Chaoxis is looking around like he can hear something or he's getting spotted or something to that effect. So he actually looked away at the right time because I believe both Kajeka and either Aces or Corey were aiming down sights at that Maverick line, so he might have been collected from it. There was a little bit of debris that might have blocked some of his side as well, and drones will come zooming in, and that will give them a good indication as to what kind of setup is awaiting them in Attic. But they are taking their time, and there's multiple magnets that are sitting in Attic, multiple ADSs. If they want to push this, I actually think they're just going to have to give up on the utility dump and push forward and either commit to a double pinch or a double peek or go for the refrag. There's too much there.
It would literally be too much indeed to clear out as Kajeka is, starting to feel a bit hot. He's asking for a rotation to be actually made, and it is going to be Rips that has to do so. Now done as well, so be able to rotate back safely into Kids. As these grenades are being tossed in from any given angle. So far, no kill goes down yet, but then Corey moves into Trophy Room right here. We'll be able to drop down that diffuser and decides to stick, plant himself right on top of it. And that means he will be able to waste a lot of time right here. He's going to be able to maybe pick up 1 or 2 more kills, but at least making sure that Tempra does not have the diffuser when they start out to go into that attack. And well, as Leon also picks up yet another kill, it seems to be looking pretty dark right here for Tempra because, well, they still have to win this gunfight right here. He will be going in for a pre-fire, but he doesn't, and it's Corey with 1 and the captain down onto Foy as well. An amazing play by the member of Rogue right here, and it's only up to P4 now. He goes on the hunt. It's going to be Rips that gets that final kill. Rogue will win round number 2, but Corey for just a perfect play right there.
Yeah, once Corey knew he had that diffuser, he just parked himself straight on top and said, "You want it? Come forcefully rip it from the middle of my hands." And no one could get it. And he read the situation perfectly, that spatial awareness. And we've always praised Corey for being a bit of a gunner, and he can hit his shots when he needs to. But I think what's behind him being able to hit shots is the fact that he also has really good game sense and spatial awareness. He knew someone was in bedroom. He could hear that. He first focused on Chaoxis, I believe, who jumped in highway window, and then the instant pre-fire flick because he knows any player at this tier level will try and refrag. So good game sense, good spatial awareness. He very much deserved all of those kills. And now Rogue are 2 rounds up, but they are on the defense. So do you think that gives maybe a little bit more indication as to why they're looking so confident, or do you just think that they're just leagues above Tempra?
Look, Rogue doesn't want to end second. They want to be first. That's all they're gunning for right here. So they're not going to be holding back onto Tempra right now, like BDS might have been onto Team Empire. They see an opportunity here to get 3 points loose, and they also know at the end of the stage and the end of stage 2, we're going to see both points of both stages added up on one another, so we can decide who's going to the European finals in December. So, they're already, thinking about what the best opportunity might be. Getting as much points as possible in the start, definitely the way to go for that European Championship title.
It's almost like a bit of passive aggressiveness there from main Brit. If Tempra Sports plays like Monday, they can hope a draw. I think Tempra hopes for a win, but I'm not sure a team ever walks in and goes, "Hey, can't wait to get a draw today." And it's almost looking like Aces desperately wants that to be a loss. He'll start things off by getting rid of that Nomad. No kills for Chaoxis yet. Not that that is his job. He is a flex. He's the flank denial, so he should be more focused on other areas of the map. And Chaoxis says, "Nice shot to Aces." So he must have hit a nutty one there, and now they're a man down as they push on through Small Tower.
Indeed, and it's not going to be favouring Tempra too much, and I think we can come back to the tweet a little bit. Maybe you know, the person who tweeted it out thinks that Rogue is just that good, that if Tempra plays like they did on Monday, which was quite well, they might be able to get a draw out of it instead of a loss, which many people would expect from them. But so far, Rogue not really being touched yet by Tempra. Only 3 kills on the board so far in the 2 rounds that they have played, and well, this one is not looking too bright either. The entry went to Rogue. Look at that. The Shower's completely in control of Leon Gids right here. Has that shield, has the ADSs available to him. Grenades being tossed in, but will be eaten by that same ADS that we just talked about. With that, a lot more utility needs to be used and utilized right here if they want to remove this Maestro player. Aces manages to pick up yet another kill. We'll be turning it into a 3-on-5 situation with 90 seconds left.
Aces is on a hair of health as well, so he'll need to keep a deep positioning away from those attackers if he wants to stay alive for as long as possible. But Tempra only have 3 members to aggress here onto Leon. They're actually going to have to use all of those members. As he pre-fires out, we'll get Shinka. The concussions rain out, but he doesn't seem deterred by these attacks whatsoever. So will the shield. They'll run on in. Surely not 1 by 1, because this is dangerous. Only 2 members left to clutch a 2v5. Leon will shut Dirtzer down. He can't get the last, and now it's all up to Void. He has a couple of openings and a very low aces, but otherwise he's got a fierce set of opponents against him, none of whom are peaking just yet. They're playing this safe, and so they should.
They should be playing this safe indeed, and Foy also is aware of this. Rogue is not going to be giving away too much of an opportunity to him. He'll be able to recover the diffuser likely, but he's going to be able to get it in a planting position. I don't think he will be, as Rips is tossing out one of his smoke canisters right here. Knows that he's not going to be coming from that side of the map, and he knows as well right now that he's in showers as some of these shots on the SMG just came out. Foy holding the angle, hoping to pick up maybe one more kill, maybe using this time actually as a sort of tactical timeout. We'll discuss with the rest of the team what they can do for the next round, because this one will go to Rogue based on time, meaning they will be 0-3 right now. So far, not really a big challenge from Tempra coming out yet, but of course it's still defense, and Rogue definitely not slowing down.
That Showers hold, I just really want to highlight that. And we spoke about not being sure what the meta is yet on Oregon. That particular site and that particular room there for Showers, how that's being set up by the Maestro is what I consider to be meta for that hold now. 9 times out of 10, if someone wants to hold that room, I've seen it with the Maestro. I've seen it either double reinforcements or with feet holes and an evil eye in the corner. Now, this just seems to be what every team is picking up as their default strat now. I'm enjoying it. I think it's great. I just don't think teams are understanding that if you pinch from both the window and the wall, open it up, cook the ADSs, you can pinch onto the player and Showers very easily. A lot of people are dying. We saw Empire do it as well. A lot of people are dying from this by siphoning in 1 by 1 through a kill hole. That's the point of that strat. They're hoping you push in. You could ignore it and hold the rotate from the window, or you could pinch across. And I think a lot of these teams are failing to see that there are weaknesses with it. You just need to identify them, which it's too early in the game yet to see teams really pushing for those counters.
All right, back downstairs we go. And we see a similar, basically identical setup to come out right now from Rogue. Same shield, ADS being deployed on the wall right there. Ace is clearly not expecting someone to peek that first, but of course you won't, because there's a shield there. Someone could just stand up if you peek too wide. This is also typical Tempra. Just a quick entry from the opposite side of the building, trying to get yourself as deep as possible, as early on, to get some good control. And this is something that they often do. Durza is the spearhead, Keoxys is there to follow it up, and the remaining 3 will be trying to clear out some of the utility to allow the plan from happening, or the push to happen eventually. So far, Rogue not giving in.
Doesn't this give you bank vibes, Hap? You know, the stairs, you chuck a shotgun. Yeah, this is bank vibes, baby. I love this. And you know what I loved even more was that he knows Tempra drones every room first. Rogue don't always drone rooms first. Leon Gids specifically, we've seen him and Aces run into rooms, face checking things, but he knows that Tempra are a careful team and they drone things. So he had his pistol out, dealt with the drone. Now they're running into God knows what. They don't know if the other has a shotgun or an SMG or whatever. So this is going to be an exciting one. He could just come blazing out, almost Fnatic style with this weapon.
just holding close. And he doesn't need to be aggressive here because they still have to come around the corner. And well, so far, just wasting a lot of time by tossing in these Grismots every single time. Another one is going to be popping, and that means that Leon gets now, tries to go a bit aggressive, but that angle is hard to challenge with the shotgun. I think the one he's on right now in the freezer, that's a better one. You should stick to this one, as we'll actually have to execute and come to you. They have to push you, and there's no way back as soon as they do. And thus Tempra will decide to completely rotate out. They're aware of the fact that they cannot deal with the shotgun if Leon gets in that freezer. And thus they will all push over to the meeting hatch and backstairs possibly, as they try and find an opening.
That was smart from Tempra.
Oh,
they
no.
knew, oh no, tracing heads there through the hatch, and unfortunately he wasn't able to connect that kill. He moved back, but I think for Tempra, they wasted so much time focusing on Leon in the freezer. It was right for them to air jab it off and move away. It was just wasting too much time. And will this ADS collect it? Oh no, there's a magnet there instead. And this has been Tempra's huge downfall. Even though Shinka will get the kill onto Corey, the downfall of Tempra is that they're not droning the utility. They're droning the people, and they're not checking the utility as well.
The utility keeps on catching them off guard, and keep in mind there's only 2 more drones remaining on the board. 1, actually 2 on the map right now, both in the hands of Kioxis, as Shinka will be dropping through that hatch. B4 is there to cover as well. 15 seconds left as we count down. Rips is putting down all his canisters where he can, as Korzeka will be down by Durs. That's a true massacre to come through, but Aces will be able to pick up 1, goes down straight after 2 Durzad though. It's all to Rips, and Leon gets now. Leon gets with that shotgun, and mind you, but he will be able to take the hatch shuttle to Shinka. The time already ran out. The planter was denied, and with that the round is won by Rogue. And this is the round where Tempra actually got quite close, but they didn't cover off that hallway, allowing him to just walk through and get that shot with the FO12.
I want to highlight something that I saw Tempra do there, because we know they like their droning. We know early round, mid round, and late round, and specifically late round. I want to point out Chaoxis. In the last 6 seconds, he was on his drone during their execute. Now, when you're 3-manning, and before that they were 4-manning that push, but when you're 3-manning and you're on a drone, that is a bad decision. You need to focus on the crossfire. You need to focus on having one of the rotates cut. You can have one of your dead players on the drone for all I care, but you cannot be during an execute on a drone. So I think for Tempra, lack of communication, lack of time management, or time understanding has let them down multiple times, as well as not droning utility and getting caught out having wasted grenades, etc.
Every team is saving strats and all maps, but Oregon right now, well, BDS definitely seems to be saving at least some bit. Maybe an energy, I don't know, but Rogue's going all out. They're not holding back. They are definitely going with a good win right here. Make a quick night out of it, go back to sleep, and prepare for the mini-major that they are already qualified for.
Easy.
Which is, they're just...
Easy clap.
Yeah, well, I mean, for Rogue, it looked like it went quite easy. I mean, that first game against G2 was kind of a miss, but everything else since, that was just them being on point.
I mean, week 1 was just a warm-up for Rogue. They're like, yeah, we did test the waters, see what's going on, get all the boys warmed up. Come week 2, ready to go. So Tempra kind of felt the same way for me as well. It actually felt like they were a little bit the opposite in some way, shape, or form. They actually came in impressing me heavily. Same with Team Secret, and then they sort of went downhill from there. So I hope for Tempra's sake, given what we've seen over the past week or 2, they are sort of just getting themselves better aligned. And I don't know, are they still in Bergamo in their boot camp center? Do you know?
I have no clue if they still are. Corey definitely has to be careful though, as the window beside him just got sledged in. It's going to be moving him over to the domains hall. Moving all the way up to White Stairs, potentially going for a flank as he seems to be going for a full rotate. And Leon gets in the meantime, will be able to take down Foy. That's going to be your Maverick gone. No more grenades if he had any left, and so not really going to be able to help you with opening up that master bedroom wall that's still remaining. Which you still have Shinka available to do so, but no, texture to take out any denial, which isn't there, of course, on the side of Rogue. So they're going to be able to breach it freely. And this is something that just kind of surprises me time and time again, though. You don't see a texture because it's banned, but we do not see a mute Bandit or Kaid to make sure that the walls remain closed. It's just beyond me why.
We criticized this the other day as well. We said, don't be coming out Ban Thatcher and then don't put any wall denial. At that point, let's say the Maverick runs out of fuel. I know that that's not very likely, but the Maverick could run out of fuel. You could kill one of the hard breaches. I think it's a detrimental mistake as well. And Corey, he'll bait out the small tower jump out and go all the way back to wide stairs. And now it's only 45 seconds left on the clock, and they're just going to move on in. Pings will rain as well. Easy kill onto the Maestro. P4 He's just bursting in with the SMG. They can get this plant off. Surely default plant flashes will abate. And well, it slowed things down now, but there's the rotate cut. That is Kaoxy's job. It's all up to Corey. We've seen him clutch before. He has live pings as well, but he's up against 3 members of Tempra who have much better post-player positioning, and that's a round finally in the hands of Tempra. One that now Kaoxys wasn't joining. He was holding the rotate cut. So easy kill.
Easy kill indeed. Just having to hold the angle and pulling the trigger as soon as someone walks in. Tempra with that will be finding their first kill, or actually not kill, but round. And right now, Rogue is not deciding to stay upstairs. They will be instantly rotating down to kitchen dining. It didn't work out. They keep on rotating. And that is something that I personally really like when teams do that. When they do not try to stick the same site twice or 3 times in a row, but they keep on rotating just to keep their own rhythm.
Well, Tempra now, they might have a little bit of momentum in their pocket. Well, they're going to need momentum because when you finish a first half, you want to have at least 2 attacking rounds. That's at least my feeling. You don't want to be walking away with only 1 round in the first half. You at least want 2 at the very least. So I'm hoping that that momentum can kick them into gear here. Looking at the operator lineup as well, I would have thought that a Thermite would have played better on this side, but how were they to know that this was a side, of course? You can see there, oh, one of my best friends in the world, Fraser R6S. It's always an absolute pleasure to see happen, just representing our community. Let's go Rogue. I love you dearly, Fraser. You've been one of my best friends for a long time and a very positive influence on the Siege community. So shout out to Fraser. That's great.
I like that little Snorlax in his profile picture. I mean, I'm a Pokemon fan.
Yeah, I love Pokemon as well.
Eye for detail. Eye for detail. That's why we love casting Apex with Pikachu and, Empire with Scyther, right? I mean, all these guys, beautiful names. Anyway, 1-4 right now. Valkyrie Cam already been taken out from Kurzeka. Has 1 left, though. 1 black eye that he can, you know, expose or dispose where he wants to try and get some extra information in. Maybe after P4 and the rest of Tempra have opened up plenty of these walls and maybe start to slack down a little bit. This black eye could be used on the actual place where the execute might be coming from to get some extra information.
Well, we've seen teams struggle taking that showers control, and I think it's in their interest realistically is to either ignore it or just have someone hold the rotate. But it looks like they're going to focus a lot of their energy on it instead. Hopefully someone goes to window, and I believe someone is outside trying to hold the long angle. But the Maestro is protected by 2 different ADSs, so he's heavily fortified in here.
He's heavily fortified indeed, as he was in the previous round here as well. And they're just trying to waste all the ADSs that are located inside. They now succeeded in doing so. So a grenade should be shortly following from either Foy or P4. There we go. A couple of grenades expended, but still the player is still here standing. A single scratch on his body. As he's aware of the fact that drones might be reaping in, but he has to be careful for maybe crouch peek to come right after, because if these players are too busy trying to take down the drones, it's just an easy kill if you just run in right after. And the flashbangs will now follow up as well. He's still in this off angle right here. They most likely wouldn't be expecting. Will be able to get 1 kill, gets the second one as well. Leon gets with the double, goes for the triple, but he got peeked from the doorway as well. He's going to be cutting around right here, but he will be taken down eventually. It's a 2-on-4 right now after that very explosive shower take. Tempra, they have lost a lot of manpower here, and it's still not really safe as Aces is just holding out on that rotation there. There's no way they will be getting out alive.
A 4v2 for Tempra, both Voy and Kaoxys. Voy, he seems to be the last alive every time, and it's a hard burden to be able to carry. Some good wall bangs coming out onto Rips, but he'll walk away with his life barely. And Well, this was not the push in that Tempra were hoping for. Chaoxys can't hit his shots, and he's going to have to back on out. A very lit Nomad and a Maverick with no grenades left in hand. 20 seconds left. Either they go for the execute, or they try and go for the kills, and it looks like a plant will be in order for Void. Nope, dips on out, and well, now looks like they just want to go for these kills. They won't even get one. Surely Chaoxys does, and now he's desperate. He's looking for everyone, but no one aligns with his reticle, and another convincing round from Rogue. And something we should probably point out, Hap, is that Rogue are being overly aggressive down to the last second. They're letting their sixth teammate Time be the winner here.
Definitely so. You see Leon gets as well, just playing inside of that, the showers, and he just stays passive. He doesn't go over aggressive. He knows that he's on the off angle, will most likely not be checked. And I'm kind of wondering, if you throw in all these flashbangs, why not send a drone in right after as well, so you actually know where he is? Now you send in 4 drones first. You don't manage to actually get him, as a cause of that. Then you toss in 6 flashbangs. He's still not flashed, and then you start peeking one by one. So I think it would have been better if you would have just combined the flashbangs and the drones to actually instantly be followed up with an entry fragger as well, so you can actually be a bit more efficient. But that's for the talks after, for the analysts to actually discuss in depth, as Tempra will be round swapping, side swapping, and will decide to go downstairs first on their first defense.
Something we have to point out here, Corey, he's back on the Kali. Last time he played Kali on Oregon, he was a monster, absolute monstrous. This is a good replay here as well. This is what we're talking about. I spoke about it before the round began, is that if you're going to focus on showers so heavily, you can't just feed yourself through a kill hole. They're gifting kills at this point. They're just padding the stats of the Maestro player in the showers. So teams need to be able to work out a way to deal with this better, because the current push is not working out.
Like, who else to put down there than an Alda, right? With the 80+ bullets in that one kill hole that comes through. Would have been a better operator to actually put in that position. But roles have swapped now, and Leon Gids will find himself onto the L85. No longer an LMG to play with, but still a pretty damn good gun.
Speedy boy.
Speedy boy eases. Gonna try and get some kills in just quickly. Finds a electrified hatch and decides he needs a little bit of a shock to get the adrenaline going, and once he wants to go in, he's eager to get some kills up there, and the X-Cars already have been placed, but the Mute Gemmer is still located on there. That means they're not going to be able to open it up. Yeah, the lens will take care of your X-Cars as well, of course. That is something that is important to actually notice. That's why in these hatches, for example, it's good to drone check. And then you're like, drone check? Yeah, toss your drone on it, see if the Mute Gemmer is active. If it is, lands on it. Otherwise, you can put the X-Caros.
I think they were speedy boying it too much. The X-Caros went down before they checked anything. They need to be careful. And of course, that Kaid Electroclaw goes down as well, I believe. I don't know why they didn't do the new trick of placing it inside the door where it clips the hatch ever so slightly. That cannot be Kali. So that would have been interesting, but no! Kaid peeks out, tries to get the kill aggressively on the backstairs. Was not the right decision. Sometimes as a pillar player, you need to play time for as long as possible, because once you lose pillar, it can be really hard to hold B-side.
It definitely is, and right now you see that they want to go from both the showers, and they have Corey ready on blue, hoping to put down some damage into these players from Tempra. Right now he's occupying 2 of these bodies. Of course, has that sniper rifle, so it doesn't really want to make himself known, as if you miss a shot, you'll instantly be, messed, you're going to get messed up, because someone's going to be peeking out on you. And a lot of information right here coming out from Rogue. They know that a lot of this stuff is actually clear, but Leon Gitz will go down to the M59 shotgun, something that's really not beneficial to go up against at such a close angle, but Kurzeka is right there with the refrag. Not sure why Durza went off of the angle straight away. He had the perfect positioning there. Yoxin, in the meantime, will be able to get the kill to Corey. That's the Kali gone right now. The Ash doing some work, trying to take care of some walls and some of these barbed wires in the locations that need to be taken care of. Grenades to fly in, and Kurzeka will be swinging left soon, trying to get the kill on the player right here. Frieza will do so successfully. It's all up to Chaoxys now. He needs to keep Tempra alive in this one, and we'll be dropping the diffuser. That's a good start, but The rotation was there and Rips was holding it. Able to finish Kioxis off and put Rogue onto a match point right now. And not just one match point, but 5 at that.
Very convincing map from Rogue. I want to say that I don't want to say that Tempra are doing bad, because it's not necessarily that they're doing bad. I feel like there's a lot of isolated players. I feel like on attack, they want to do things together, and early round they do, and then they just get caught off, isolated in multiple positions. On defense, I feel that even more. I mean, you saw the pillar player peek out by themselves. No way to be traded that way. No possibility. No one was watching the top holes of the wall next to pillar, and so therefore couldn't be traded. Goes out. That's going to lower everyone's costs exponentially. Second player in Freezer, where was the positioning to help that player if they were to get pushed? Okay, he moved up, Dirtzer, and he got 1 kill, but he turned his back straight after. I don't know if Tempra are either miscommunicating or they're just consistently getting caught out with bad positioning, bad decision-making.
Tempra, you cannot afford a single mistake anymore. As that will put you down 7-1. Or anything else if you make one in later rounds, and it would mean you would be losing out, and it's definitely not what you would like to have right now on the scoreboard, because Empire, they just won. Empire is one of their direct competitors as well. With that, they will be going up to 8 points. So Tempra, they would be in striking distance for the next and last Playday if they do not win or get a point here. And they are currently 5th place. They could still theoretically compete for top 4. That would require them to win. And a spawn pick like that does definitely help.
Was there a little bit of the barricade broken at the bottom, or did he just shoot through that back out? Okay, there we go. It was a spawn peak. So a direct counter aggression from Dirtzer. He says enough is enough. We need to show you who's boss here. And well, they've started things off really well, and that's going to get the hard breacher, which should impact them greatly. I would have thought they were relying on that. They still have rips, of course, but Habana from long distance can be one that you focus on a little bit more, especially with this kind of sight. But
yeah, but where do you use it on long distance? Like, the one would be going into the cubby right here, but
yeah, exactly. That's what I would have thought he would have done, given his spawn position as well.
Yeah, but I think that the Maverick would still be, able to create a small hole to go through there as well. It's of course not optimal, but it's not like their complete strategy will be falling apart. That is true. It takes a lot of time, but they still have an opportunity to adapt to it. And if the first round is any indicator of how well Rogue can adapt, then this should definitely be coming in soon. Grenade will be caught off by the Wamai disc. Rogue, Corey will have to run out, and we'll take a lot of damage from that explosion to come through before we'll instantly get the secured kill. And right now, Leon tries to go for the hunt. He wants to get the refrag down, but he's unaware of the fact where said player went. He's just holding off to an angle now that in case someone rotates back, he will be able to pick up a kill. But Rogue, 2 men down. Tempra, they could be picking up this round if they keep it up, what they are doing right now.
I love this. We've asked teams to be focused on verticality on a map like Oregon far more, and that's what dealing with that Go-Yo shield looks like. Now Void doesn't really have a safe place to sit, but he's actually angling himself to give a little bit of line of sight onto the game's door, and none of Rogue are really actively challenging it yet. They could possibly do so soon, and it'll be Aces to peek out. Can he see it? He can, and Void barely gets away with his life.
Indeed, does barely get away with his life, and that leaves it with the last 35 seconds now. There's 3 versus 5 right now. Rogue is going to be 2 men down. Aces does take quite a lot of damage. He will eventually fall to the TCSG of Voy. That leaves us in a very disadvantageous position, especially if it's all up to Leon Gids now. Of course, he can frag out, but with 18 seconds, 5 different people in 5 different rooms, it's going to be quite impossible. So let's see how far he can come, or if he will be shut down straight away. No, he gets the first one with the SMG, swaps over to the hammer to, I guess, take down some barbed wire, but will be taken down instantly afterwards by Voy. And that means Tempra right now up to 2 points. And they have to get 4 more to get a draw.
I definitely wonder if, for both of these teams, they feel far more confident on defense. We're 2 rounds in a row here for Tempra against a team who just dominated them on the first half. We can't lie about that. switching things up, going onto the defense now. They look a lot more confident. I will say, however, it's come out of those couple of impactful kills. I haven't felt like the whole team has been, punching above their weight, but I definitely feel like there's been a couple of playmakers there for Tempra to be able to give their team a leg up in those rounds. So for Rogue, they need to find and isolate those players who've been making those plays and then focus more on the site. Stop focusing so much on the kills, get your site open, get everything ready for a plant, and then things will start to work out. So now we're moving downstairs. I expect them to do so in quite a swift fashion. They got caught out last time. They just need to be a little bit more careful now.
Definitely have to. Tempra, can you keep this up? That was a good round you had there. Of course, it was a spawn pick that came through eventually, but, it's little bits and pieces that make it all come together in the end. 2-6 right now, 10 seconds left in the prep phase. Rogue, can you bring the fire once more? Are you going to be able to close it out here and take a 3-point lead on BDS? And with that, be the sole leader of the European League. It was a place where you as an organization are pretty familiar with in that first place, especially in the UL. Europe, as it was Pro League before. So they would be keen to take it.
I mean, Rogue has consistently shown they are the kings of online, right? We've seen them just be the kings of online multiple times over. That's not to say that now with these new additions, we've got Kajeka, we've got Leon Gids, that they aren't also offline gods. So I think they've got a real good opportunity to show, hey, we can be dominant online again, and offline. And look at this early aggression. Hot Drone coming in. They know he's pushed all the way up, so it's not advisable for him to overpeak now. I meant what I said before. Focus on getting the site opened up and then focus on trying to pinch the site. Don't try and overstep your mark.
For you there, we'll be picking back up one of the Electro Claws. We'll be repositioning it possibly. Not sure where to though. As there is a meeting presence, and I'm pretty sure Rogue would like to deal with that first. Durza is going to be the one to take out that alibi. There's no Prismas inside of meetings, so... Oh wait, there is actually just one, but I'm not sure if that's going to be catching any of these players off guard here. Better to maybe keep it in the pocket just for a little bit as the push comes through. But look at that, Ace is already taking Pillar's control right here. That's super huge. He's going to be able to waste the ADSs as well to come in. Oh no, his second breaching round is also getting aided by the ADS. Probably thought that it was safe after he tossed in that flashbang. The shield will still go down though, somehow. And that means Ace can now try and push through. He will do so exactly that as he gets the kill on Takai, but instantly reframed by P4 though. Leon Gids will be the one to pick up, and that's a hold from the Maverick that he managed to take down the Maverick himself down with. Bringing it to 3-3. P4, definitely the big man on the board right here for Tempra. Is he going to be able to keep it up? Keox is in the meantime above the hatch, is going to be able to be in that position to stop a potential plan to push in to happen from the last dying seconds. And as long as he does not get droned out or pressured by Rogue, he is going to be deciding for this round.
Corey destroyed that shield from like 3 rooms away with one angle. That's how that shield went down. So just bringing that up. But Keoxys, he'll finally get that hatch kill. They know he's above. Unfortunately, P4 goes down as well. They've decided just go on to site, but that's a bad decision. SMG waiting, one down. Will he go for the kill here because Shinka's down? Has Keoxys made the right decision? Should he have stayed on the hatch? Should he have rotated? Here we go. He'll come back. He'll hear the drop. Surely they'll hear the drop. He'll get off the diffuser. Now it's a 1v1. Will he get it? The back of Keoxys. A GG. No more rounds for Tempra. And what a convincing win here for Rogue, both on their attack and defense. Bravo.
Definitely well played by Rogue right there. And Leon Gids in the end, planting in the middle of the site. I was like, is this the right choice? But of course, it leaves up with a lot of mobility, able to respond to wherever the sound comes from. So it kind of gives away the fact that he was never intending to stick the plant, but it was just pure bait. It will be ending on 13-6. A very magnificent scoreline. And with that, Rogue are taking that sole #1 spot, 3 points ahead of BDS. Kings as online as you called them before, but let's see if they can change that once we are back to land. Not going to be soon yet, though, unfortunately. But hey, the mini major is the line. So if this is any sign, it's looking good for them.
They are the dominant victors here of EU at the moment, but we'll pass it over to our analyst to break it down even further for you.